welcome back into my studio. My name is Jerry. If this is the first time you're here, then thank you for stopping by. This is a little thing that I just call the creative process, and basically it holds me accountable for things that I need to get done throughout the week. And also the whole goal of it is to be able to be like a collaborative space, so you could be working at the same time. And I wanted to do something that I've been thinking about for quite some time. And for one, it's scan this old film that's from 1965 that was never, I guess, returned to the people. And so that's where the journey starts today. And basically what I am doing is this is a collaboration with the Celluloid Collective. And the Celluloid Collective is another group that I'm a part of. So if you are into filmmaking or in film photography, then that would be a good place to look. But I also wanted to shout out all of the people that I have really been enjoying their work over the last couple of months over here on YouTube. And you don't really see a lot of people kind of sharing other people's works because it seems like it's, I don't know, maybe it's because it's the competition you think or something like that. But, you know, it feels very similar to the actual film industry. And the whole point of this YouTube was to dispel that a little bit and try something different. And so throughout this episode, I'm going to be shouting out some people that I really have been enjoying their work. And so I have a couple of them today that we're going to talk through throughout the episode. And so I hope you will check them out as well. But what we're going to do first here is we need to set up our scanner and get everything together. And so we have this, and I got a couple of new camera angles for you here. So we have boom, boom. We have a little overhead. Speaking of shouting out things that I'm enjoying, the glass bead game here, if you've never heard of it, is I'm only about 100 pages into it, but it's really seems to be, I'm enjoying it. I don't know exactly what it's about yet, but we're going to find out. Okay, so first thing in here is, whoa, what is that? So I don't know what these are. I basically, I got this film. Well, this is going to be too cool. This episode might go a little longer. So these film boxes, on the back of one of them here, it says Camping 1965. It was all sealed up. And then also inside of here is let me see if I can get an overhead for you. And still inside of there it says Polaroid Copy Services. And it says how to use the Kodacolor print mount. So I don't even know what this is. So let's open it up, I guess. Ooh. So this plastic is very brittle. Okay. How to use the Polaroid. I don't know if these are actual Polaroids in here or not. Okay, I think they're just holders to, seems like they might have just been holders to like put the actual film in to like stand it upright so you could look at it. So not as exciting. I also have these in here. So these ones are fun as well. I'll have to do these in a separate video though, because I don't have a way to show you all. But so these are some slides that were in here too. And these were from 1984. So these are a little newer, but so we're going to take a little, I'm going to set up my scanner really quick. And I think this is the perfect time to jump into our first person. And so the first person that I want to shout out is, and if I mess up your names, I'm sorry, but it's the intention was to not do that. But I believe it's Marina Bogdan. And I just saw Marina's short film called Thank You. And I don't want to really tell you anything about it. It's a beautiful film. It shows you how complex people can be and how you just really never know what's going on beneath the surface of somebody. So it really kind of shows you to be kind. And I think that was, you just don't know the roads that people are walking. And so I think that's what I got from the film, but you should really check it out. I'll drop Marina down in the description of this so you can check out the work. So, but I'm going to take a little break, set this up really quick, and I'll be right back. If you're a musician watching this and would like to share some of your work, drop it below, let me know what you have and how we can collaborate together. So back to the video. All right, so we're back into it. And like I said, we're going to now scan this film. Looks to be 2 rolls. Unclear if it's color or black and white at the moment. So we'll figure that out as we go. I'm going to give you a, this is like one of my favorite shots because you can actually see what I'm doing now. So you'll be able to follow along. Okay, so we got black and white film and, oh, okay. Looks like it's Kodak something. So we're already learning some things. It's really bent though, so I hope that my tray here can straighten it out a little bit. Okay. Oh, there we are. So looks like we got a family of sorts. So one of my favorite things about film photography is, for one, we can see these right now, which is just insane to me. But I also just really enjoy how slow it is, and that there's just a lot of steps in it, and in each step we can add something to it, which I think is pretty beautiful. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to scan these in, and we're going to be able to see them. So let's see what we got here. And let's give this a little bit more light. There we go. So I think this is a good time to go ahead and shout out another filmmaker as we're looking at these. And the filmmaker I wanted to talk about next is Jackson Y. From what Jackson has on YouTube, it looks like is a film student over at Chapman. And so I've had a couple students go there. Jackson is not one of my students, but the film that I saw was the Day in the Life video, and this is a assignment that I think a lot of filmmakers get. If you're a new filmmaker and you've never done a Day in the Life kind of vlog style, then I think it's a good way to kind of just work on your cinematography and working by yourself, and it seems to be that was exactly what this was. So I wanted to shout out Jackson's because there's a really some interesting ways of photographing yourself and filming yourself whenever you're having to be on camera. So and so I wanted to shout out Jackson, and so check out the work. I'll drop that down in the description. And so right now, it looks like we just have some family photos, and it's really hard to pull this film through because it's kind of circled up. Oh, this is plus X pan, so we can see right there now that we know what the camera or what the film was. That's good. We've over at the Celluloid Collective, we have tried to get some plus X pan, but we've never gotten our hands on it. So now we'll see what it looks like if you haven't looked at the photos in forever. I'm leaving these a little overexposed because they're already overexposed. So there might be something on there. So now's also a good time. If you're still watching this, I hope you'll like and subscribe. And so I do this kind of, the goal is to do it every week, and that way I can stay on top of, the other things that I'm doing whenever I'm not filming videos. And it also just gives me a chance that once we go live that I can, I'll be able to kind of chat with you all and be a little bit more in person with it, which is something that I think we miss on the when we're online all the time. So we got some stuff here on a beach. It's a long shot, but if anybody's watching this video, and as we start getting them into Lightroom, if anybody knows these people, then we definitely want to try to get it back to them. Oh, we got some pups. Okay, one roll down. Looks like we got a some kind of puppy there, a border collie of some sort, maybe. So like I was saying, this is how the film was is very wrapped around, and so it looks like the old style of this was a just like a little core and backing paper, which I had never really seen before. But let's go ahead and jump into this next roll here. What are my number? Do not cut film. Oh, interesting. Oh, to place an order for, like, if you wanted prints, you would just whatever frame you wanted, you would write it down and then what you wanted. This is pretty cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to get these scanned up, and we were talking to a guy that wanted some of these, and so maybe we can get them to him. That way he can check them all out. All right, let's look at this next roll of film. Oh, this is color. Kodacolor. Oh, this is great. I actually have tried to shoot Kodacolor, and yeah, so this will be cool to see if what it looked like when it was new. So let's jump in here. Okay. All right. So we got some color. We got some color film here. I'm very excited. So as we're bringing this next roll in, I think it's about time to check out our next filmmaker. And so I believe this filmmaker, from looking through their work, it is SEK. It's like a money sign ECK. So I'll drop that on the screen. And I wanted to shout out the short film, I'm Actually Glad You Called. And so I saw this film. I don't know where I stumbled upon it, but I'm glad the internet dropped me into that part of the internet for a moment. And so it was a very unique film, great editing, some experimental and like not often used techniques, and some split screen and stuff. A very like just singular voice, and that's really, if you're a new filmmaker or if you've done this for a long time, it's like all you're trying to do is just you're just trying to find your voice, and so I would check out SEK, and I'll drop a link down in the description to where you can find their work. So, and I hope you'll check them out. Okay. All right. Oh, so looks like we might be at Christmas. Looks like a family around a tree, maybe. Maybe this is Christmas lights. So it's a little. You can see I keep kind of bumping the focus. It's bowing up a little bit, and so it's not very flat in the carrier. So I'm just trying to get it as good as I possibly can. If this didn't work out for some reason, sometimes I've gotten film that is very, very clunky. And if that's the case, then you kind of have to sometimes use either a flatbed scanner or so we got a family in here. This one didn't have a date on it. And so I'd have to go back and look at the Kodacolor like date range. If somebody knows that, they could drop it down in the comments. That'd be awesome. But this is, I think it was like the 70s was probably the beginning of it. Because if I remember right, Kodacolor is when they started to use some C41. I think that was when my Kodacolor was that I tried out. Oh man, I wish I had those notes at the ready. But I'm sure the internet friends will help me fill in the gap. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we have gotten to the end of the roll here. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, that one's really bent, so we'll see what happens there. Just trying to line it up with the sprockets kind of thing. All right, so what I'm gonna do next is I am going to go ahead and put everything into the computer, get into Lightroom so we can look at it, and so we'll take a little break and I'll be right back. If you're enjoying the video, which you probably are because you're still here, make sure you like and subscribe. Let's jump back into it. All right, so we're gonna jump into Lightroom. We're gonna go through the whole process together really quick. If you just want to see the end results, then you would of course jump forward, but what's the fun in that? Let's get started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring all of these photographs in, and since I'm working with negatives, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to convert them. And so if you've never done this before, we're going to go through it together, so no stress. And we're going to use a program called Negative Lab Pro, which is going to help us do the conversion at the end. So here we go. We're going to go into Develop, and we're going to white balance just by grabbing a piece here, and that's going to give us our white balance level. And then so we're going to have to crop. And a film negative is a 2:3 aspect ratio. So if you're like, oh, I don't even know what an aspect ratio is, it's the 2:3 one, meaning every 2 inches vertical, it's 3 inches wide, or vice versa, depending on how you're framing your photograph. And so here we're there, and then we can just pull it to make it as big or as small as we want. So we have it here, and now we're going to copy it onto all of them. So I'm just going to copy it onto all of the black and white ones. We'll do the color ones next. And so I'm going to go to Develop Settings and Paste Settings. And now I should have all of my photographs. So what we'll do next is just make sure that they're inside the box how we want them. So you'll do this really quick, pretty easy. Once again, the slower you do this, the more you pay attention to exactly where your framing is, then it makes everything just go smoother towards the end. So no, you don't have to worry about doing it again. If you wanted to watch the video of scanning this, like I said, I'll drop it below. These were photographs that were in a package that was sent to me at some point, and they had never been opened. So this is the first time they've ever been scanned, and I mean, I would assume, besides the person that photographed them, the first time that they've ever been seen ever. They were from 1965 was the date on one of them. The other one I didn't have a date. So, all right. So what we're going to do now is we are going to convert these. So we're going to highlight all of them. Then we're going to go in here, and we are going to go to Plug in Extras and then Negative Lab Pro, and that's going to give us the conversion that we want to do. Digital camera, black and white, and convert 23 negatives. Depending on how many photographs you have and everything that you're working on, it will be longer or shorter. We captured all of these in RAW, and so a RAW format is a bigger file, a bigger digital negative, if you will. It's going to allow me more room to actually edit it than a JPEG would be. So RAW file structure is much bigger, and that allows you to play around with that a little bit more. So it also takes up a lot more space, but most programs kind of work with it natively anymore. And so you don't have to do it like the conversions that you used to have to do over a couple decades ago. So here we go. And we have apply. So these are our photographs. This is our 1965 film that had never been scanned until today. And so let me get myself out of there. Okay, so what we can do here is that one got kind of cropped in a weird way. So looks like they're a little soft. That might be because of the bending. That could be part of it. And I also, you don't really know, unless there's a photograph in here of, somebody in the mirror. I don't know what kind of camera. Well, that's beautiful. I love that light. Oh, you can't see the kid. It's kind of underexposed. Okay, that's kind of the best photo of a person we have. It looks like a little squirrel there. All right, so let's look at the black and white ones now. Yeah, so everything's a little out of focus, and that might be, I think, just because of the I think it's because of the warping of the film and things like that. So, all right, let's go in here, and we're going to do the same thing here. So we're going to pick a neutral spot. That's going to change our color balance to be accurate. We're going to go into the 2x3 again. You've already done this once before. At this point, you're probably going faster than me as you've been following along. So boom, boom, boom. And let's copy it, and let's paste it. And so the reason we're going to do the actual moving around of the negative before we convert it is because if it pulls up too much of the color in between the frames, it won't like accurately render what you want it to do. So it'll change the color. Also, these are old. I mean, they would have been developed normally, I would imagine. So, but I don't know exactly what you would, what's going to happen, which is what I love about old film. Okay. Oop, that one's a little off. That one's a little off. It's close enough. Off. And off. So I think the ones that are overexposed a little bit when I transferred them are going to look a little better, but we're gonna find out. So this time we're going to go, I think I'm going to go into the Noritsu because it's Kodak. Yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, this film, whenever I ended up using it a while back, I just stand, if this is the C41, that one I was able to take to a lab, but I underexposed it by a mile. And then the one that I did on my own, the Agfa Color Special, that was stand developed in color, was kind of cool. But yeah, we're about to find out what happens. So let's get back into it. All right, and apply and see what we got. Oh, nice. Okay. This is pretty good. Yeah, you can see like the over and yeah, this is pretty good. Wow. This is somebody's Christmas photos that they never saw. And a wedding ring, maybe. Whoa. Okay. So that is how you convert all of your photographs. And so the thing that I am really, yeah, I don't know. There was an interesting part there where, you know, it's just wild to me that we are the first ones that have seen it. So, and then I just remembered that I didn't share my last couple of people. So I want to do those before you all leave. And so the first one is going to be New Subspace. They are as far as I know, I think they're a duo collective that is creating together. And Body Double is one of their music videos that I saw I would check out. And so it's a very inventive mix of like video art and film editing and everything like that. So very, very cool stuff. And then the last person that I wanted to shout out was Lexi Bragg. I found Lexi's work over on Instagram, and so you can also follow her here on YouTube, but she's working on a new film that she's been kind of chronicling over on Instagram that's very cool to see as a young filmmaker going through that process and being able to share it with you all. So if you're a new filmmaker, you should definitely go check out Lexi as well and all of that stuff. So, but thank you so much for coming by. I hope you learned something. I hope you found something in this interesting, And but I'm glad that I got it in here. I'm gonna finish up all the photographs, edit them and everything, and then you'll be able to see them on the Celluloid Collective and on Bronson Creative on Instagram. So I'll put them all up over there. So, and then if you know anybody in these photographs, then internet, do your work and try to figure it out. So I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for stopping by. Be kind to everyone, and I'll see you next time.